Hello and welcome back, or welcome for the first time. My name is Formidable. This is Formcast. You're probably listening to this on Apple, Spotify, or watching and listening on YouTube. All episodes on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing over there as well. Guys, it is episode number, oh God, what are we at? 56, 7? We're not in the 60s yet. I know that much for sure. But your boy is taking a day off, so my brain is off. What do I mean by day off? Well, today is my last day. Wait, first day. It's my first day of not going live anywhere in 107 days. Now, last week, I recorded this on day 100 of streaming live, whether that was Twitch, Kick, or TikTok, whatever. I was live for a handful of hours most times, and we talked about that last episode. Go listen to it if you can or if you haven't. And today I chose to say, you know what? Enough is enough. I've done 100 days. We did 106 days last night. It was a wild night. It was a great stream on Twitch, Kick, and TikTok, which I'll talk about soon and during this episode. But today I decided Mondays were always my day off where I did not go live. And yes, I record my podcast. And yes, I, go in some streams and do all that kind of stuff. But it's not really work to me. I love what I do. And that offline stuff is not really work to me. Will there be more to be done on days off? 100%. I want to get into more long form YouTube stuff, vlogging things. I got some events and plans coming up where I could take my camera out and record a few things. Some Canadian ice fishing perhaps in the near future. Although the weather has been quite mild recently, so it's been a bit harder to plan that, but there's more to come. But today I decided I'm not going to go live, and I didn't know how I would feel. I've become habitual. Does that make sense? It's become a very much so routine habit of mine to go live every single day. Normally on a Monday afternoon after recording this and doing a couple things, I would go live for 3-4 hours, and and sometimes nothing would happen. Sometimes things would happen and all that kind of stuff. But is the more so fact of I got to chat with people for hours and hours and be attentive and be interactive and be entertaining. And if I'm not on my A game, then nobody's enjoying that. So I didn't know how I would feel today, taking my first day off in 107 days. Now, I know 90 days is 3 months roughly. So this is over 3 months due. Now, that is every day in the last 3 months and plus some I've been live. So I didn't know how I would feel. I didn't know if it would be something that I would regret or something that I would have like FOMO on, like a fear of missing out of like streaming and what could happen and all this stuff. But I feel so much less pressure and so much less stress, so much less tension in my body. I can feel it of like having to go live in an hour, let's say on my normal Monday in the last few months of chatting and being there and doing well on stream and all these things. I don't have any of that pressure this afternoon, and that feels really, really, really nice. On the flip side of this, it's like, okay, I'm taking a day off. Like, people, don't worry, you're back live tomorrow. Like, it's all good. It's not the end of the world. And to most people, it would be like, man, it would seem silly and a little weird to feel put off and maybe a little bit like worried about taking a day off and people kind of, not wanting to hang out after, all that kind of stuff. But it's a thing I think most streamers feel, especially when you're looking at taking a couple days off, just like, yeah, they should be there when I get back, right? The pizza's going to still be in the fridge when I open it again, you know what I mean? It's something that I'm working on because I need to take more time off. But it's also the fact that when you do this for a living, there's always that pressure of you need to be live. You need to create content. You need to entertain. You need to be there. But I'm happy I'm taking today off. Now, I mentioned yesterday, and since I want to say last Thursday or so, perhaps, we have gone live on Twitch, Kick, and TikTok all at once. Your boy has finally secured a TikTok stream key. Finally! As a Canadian, it is so hard to do this. And if you're listening and you're not Canadian and you have a stream key and you've had one for a while and you don't realize how difficult it is to get one, please have some sympathy for us Canadian creators because it is very, very difficult to have an agency offer you and want to work with Canadian creators. Usually, oftentimes, it's only US and it kind of kicks you in the teeth. So finally, we're able to be live on TikTok. And for that reason, I just switched from Streamlabs to OBS. And everyone's going to say, well, why are you using Streamlabs? It's so worse for your PC and all this. Guys, Streamlabs worked for me for the last 3+ years. Never had any issues ever since I started using it on my laptop, to my PC, to my dual PC setup. Everything is super, super user friendly. Everything is easy to use. I switched to OBS, and thank God I got some help. Thank God I got some good people behind me, because if I didn't have the help I got, shout out my man Sly. I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but shout out my man Sly. He helped me in terms of getting the right the plugins downloaded for the docs, for vertical, for TikTok, adding Kick and all that kind of stuff to multi-stream to Kick and all that, how things work, how to add alert browser sources, which I kind of had an idea, but I had to go download Tickfinity for TikTok for my chat to work properly in OBS, and had to download this, download that. So it's not as simple as you may know, as you may seem, but luckily enough, I had a little bit of knowledge with a little bit of help, put those two things together. OBS is working absolutely wonderfully. With that being said, multi-streaming has been very, very different. Usually when I was live on Kick, I was not live anywhere else. So people from Twitch would come and hang out and all that kind of stuff. My numbers would be decent. Now it's just like I got a couple people over there, because most times, most people, they want to hang out on Twitch. For example, last night we were rocking about, I don't know, I think we had 50 some average last night, but we rated out with 64. That's all I know. I don't see my view count until I start rating out and see what the number is. So that being said, we rated out with 64 people. On Kick, I had like 3. I don't know who those were. Mom and dad, maybe. No, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody there. And TikTok, I have no clue how it works. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I see some people with that go live on TikTok. They have like 5,000 less followers than I do, but they got like 60 people in the chat in TikTok, and I got like 1 or 2. Now, what I have noticed though with TikTok is I'm getting more followers every day because I'm live, and I think the live feed comes up on their For You page. They might just hit follow to see the content afterwards, which is fine. Not everybody wants to sit in a live on their phone all the time. But that being said, I got a couple diamonds thrown my way, which I got. The one stream was 400 and some diamonds, which is like roses and hats and snow cones or whatever the heck they send you, right? The gifts you can do live, and 400 and some, it was amounted to, I think, $2.67. So I don't know how it works on TikTok and how the monetization really, really works. I can't get paid off my views as a content creator in Canada, but we can, I think, withdraw our payouts from our life. But regardless, it feels different to be live in 3 different places. What's really cool, though, is that there's always a conversation to be had, because if someone's commenting on TikTok, you're replying to them. People on Twitch are going to just kind of comment on what you're speaking about, even if they don't see the message from the sender, from the viewer, that message first. For example, someone's on Kick, says, hey, what'd you do this weekend? No one asked me on Twitch, let's say, for example, but here I am talking about my weekend, and all of a sudden someone on Twitch might say, oh yeah, I've always wanted to do that, or hey, oh, this weekend I did that as well, or did this, did that. So it helps keep the conversation alive, and if you have a bit of a slower chat on one and the other, well, you're always talking, which, I mean, as a streamer, that's pretty big. Pretty big. If you ever go to a stream and it's super quiet, sometimes it's not really that interesting to stick around unless you know the creator, unless you've been following them for a while, right? So if it's somebody new and you're talking, big W. So that's something new that we've been doing in the last week since we last talked. Multi-streaming. I don't think there's going to be major benefits from this. However, we're doing it. Why? Because why not? What this has allowed me to do also is, instead of being live on a different platform and making specific time to be live on one and then specific time to be live on the other, I get to, potentially find, some new people, some new raids, some new hosts, all that kind of stuff, by being live on certain ones that I wouldn't necessarily be live at different times. Also, something else I'm considering is, if certain streams were not working out well, I can just remove those, because I'm going to be adding time live, because like I said, normally I wouldn't be live on Kick, for example, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, but now I am, because every time I go live, it goes live on both. Maybe I could reduce some time on Kick during the daytime if they weren't really performing well, and that allows me more time for myself, more time for offline work, recording, vlogging, editing, standing in streams, well, sitting in them, chatting it up, hanging out with the community members, playing some offline games perhaps, and really enjoying the gaming experience again, rather than only gaming while I'm live. So, a few different things, a few new things, and one last thing. I've talked about this. I don't remember what episode it was, but I talked about the influence we have as content creators, as influencers, to entice and encourage people to enjoy certain games without them really being into them initially. For example, on Sunday nights, we play scary games. Last night, my boy Pat in the community, he's a gaming developer for Nightmare Studios. He developed this game called Surrounded. It's a horror game. We've been playing it for months and months and months. We took a break while, updates were being had. Last night, he drops this big update, new game mode, all that kind of stuff. We had the privilege of streaming that for the very first time. Brand new game mode. First time people are seeing it, playing it with me. With that being said, it took a while for the update to drop properly with all these bugs and stuff as he was testing, and he's, finally got it after a few hours. But we literally just talked for 3 hours. Over 3 hours, I just chatted. Did not play a game, did not do anything. People stuck around. People were actually hanging out, all this kind of stuff. 50 plus, 60 plus viewers, all that, And then we started gaming again for like an hour and a half at the end. With that being said, I also had an experience, and this has happened with like Valorant. People are like, oh man, you make me want to play this game. You play COD rank. Oh man, you make me want to actually try a ranked, competitive. Yada yada. I don't think I've ever enjoyed my time as much in a GTA RP stream as I have since I've ran into. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's going to be upset. My man, DG. I always want to say DJ, but it's DG. my man Gussie. All right, DG the 99, not DJ. I keep saying DJ, but DJ the 9. I just did it again. I hope he doesn't ever listen to this podcast episode. DG the 99. My man is streams GTA RP. I've been told, hey, Form, you should get into GTA RP. It's so much fun. It's not for me. It's not for me. Well, because I think there's just too much into it. And, I got ADHD. My brain just don't function like that. I go into his stream. Mind you, the first time I'm there, they're watching a YouTube video. They're kind of, but his personality immediately clicks off. It's just such a influential, enticing personality to want to stick around and chat with. My man's got 600 some viewers. He is literally reading chat. He's acknowledging them. He's interacting. And I'm sorry, but some streamers with 20 people don't do that. My man's rocking 600 to 700 and he's doing it. Hey, that's a W in my book. So I chat in. He actually sees me and all these messages. Okay, he responded, all that kind of stuff. So a few days and all that kind of stuff. And here I was, 11 o'clock at night one night. I'm watching him because he's a late night streamer. I'm watching him. He's playing GTRP. I'm actually enjoying what's happening in the game. I never thought I would say it. I don't want to admit it too loud, but, if you listen to this, don't come at me and say, Form, I heard you like GTRP now. I still think it's not the best for me, but my man DG, bro, he the way he speaks, the way he uses his character, and the way he stays in character when he's playing, and the way he's just interacting with other people in the game, it's nothing like crazy that's happening, but he's just entertaining. And if there's anything important to be as a streamer, is entertaining. My man's got it. So last night, I noticed he was on, and I don't ever usually rate people with 600 plus viewers and all that kind of stuff. I always like to help out the little folks. I always like to, chill out and all that kind of stuff in some streams where people, raters anyways, have the ability to be seen and heard and chat read and all that kind of stuff. Well, I knew my man would hook us up. So 64 of us go over there. My man just absolutely receives it well. People are chatting in. All of a sudden, like, someone from my community is gifting subs, and I'm just like, okay, let me get in on this, and it's a big party. I mean, the dude's got, he's got the energy. So that being said, out of nowhere, he comes in and he says, hey, everybody give Form a follow. He doesn't even know me, man. He doesn't even know me, but he did that. And I'm like, okay, usually when you raid off the community that you raid to, most times, they like the person they're watching. You raid in, hey, we don't even know you from a hole in the ground. It is what it is. So he says this, and all of a sudden, I still got my stream manager open from my stream. All of a sudden, I see heart, name. I don't even know how many. There got to be like 30, 40 people followed from his stream. Out of nowhere. They don't even know me. They're just like, you know what? We're going to help him out. And that's the kind of person I want to surround myself with. And all of a sudden, I like GTA RP, but only if I watch him. But all of a sudden, I like it. So, going kind of looping back, the influence that you could have as a streamer, as an influencer, is absolutely crazy in terms of making people enjoy their time, even if they are not even interested in the thing that you're doing. If you have a good personality, you're a good person, and you're entertaining. Goals, man. Absolute goals. Either way, all I can do next and think about is doing some sort of like burrito eating contest live on stream for people to be interested in watching my stuff. But regardless, you never know. You might see me and my boy DJ 99, doing some crazy things on stream soon. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But okay, I'm gonna go flick a penny into a fountain and make a wish. Okay, that's where I'm at with it. Listen, guys. Episode 50 something here. We're getting close to 60. It's my day off. I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna go relax. Maybe even watch a movie. Any suggestions? Put some down in the comments below on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for freaking supporting. And we'll catch you guys the next time. Don't forget, Wednesday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern time is when every episode gets released. Thank you so much. Download the podcast. You won't regret it. Cheers.